can mute my microphone. No, this is what we do. We mess up the plan, right? So, what the heck happened the last couple of years? Where were you guys at? What a mess that was. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you guys are getting ready to go. We were gonna plan on throwing out some stuff, but apparently they're ready for us to start. And this isn't how they planned on starting it, but I messed it up. And now everybody's leaving me off the stage. Are you kidding me? How many people are insanely excited to be here? It's been 3 years. We cannot believe it ourselves that this is finally happening. It feels unreal to us. Does it feel unreal to you guys? Yeah. We're thinking hour by hour, minute by minute, because we can't even understand what is happening or gonna happen for the next few months. But hopefully soon. And we'll get started in just a few minutes. Yeah, I got this mask. Welcome. I don't want to sit down.
Am I on? Oh, wow. Live mic. That's dumb. Whoever gave us microphones, bad idea.
And I thought the intro was going to be way longer. And not that I'm disappointed, but let's get this show on the road,
So,
right?
what about the stage? For those that don't know, I don't live in Atlanta anymore, so I don't get to see everything like in its completed state till it's actually here on stage, and this is freaking amazing.
It is. No, our team always does an absolutely amazing job, not just here, not just around this room, but this whole convention. And I know some things look really crazy, really homemade. That's kind of the point, and it gives people a lot of opportunity. We'll actually talk a little bit about that later to help us be on staff, but not necessarily be on staff at con. So our organization is really growing, and it is really amazing. I was told we were having a confidence monitor. It is full of incompetence right now.
What? That's a monitor. It just doesn't tell us anything.
It says opening ceremonies.
Oh, look at that!
Yes, I knew
Man,
it.
he just had to call him out.
Show up.
He's gonna give us a hard time now.
Here, I'm doing the paper.
All right, that's fine.
Welcome to Free
So,
Weekend Atlanta.
how many people have missed FWA? Yeah. And how many are ready for the Enchanted Forest? Excellent. So, went down. We have some really exciting stuff for you this year. Make sure you're checking out the app to see what's on schedule, because there's a lot to do and you can't get angry at us if you miss it. Sorry. First, before we get started, a couple of kind of housekeeping things. A reminder, COVID is still a thing as much as we don't want it to be. And we are asking for everyone to please wear your masks when you're in convention space, so anywhere that you have to scan in or out of. We had ours on when we came in. I only took it off so we could do this on stage, and then I'm gonna put mine back on. Thank you to everyone for complying with that. This helps everyone feel safe in this environment where we have a lot of people together. I'm super hopeful by next year that this will not be a requirement, and we'll see what the future brings us.
And then, like I said, nothing. We're minute by minute, day by day, hour by hour. Our mantra for the last 3 years is in 2 weeks we'll know a little bit more.
Yeah, we had to cancel last year last FWA 7 weeks before the event. So talk about cutting it really close. I mean, it was really close. Wanted to say thank you for all of the donations. We would not be here today, and I mean that quite literally, if it weren't for all of the donations that people made in our dark years through the FWA at home and through our streaming events, whether it was the video game streaming or we were doing a monthly, trying to do something to engage and some D&D. Those small donations all put together are what kept us afloat through today. And we wouldn't have made it without that. So big round of applause to all of you.
Yes,
for you guys.
So I'll tell you actually a story about that. We always thought, well, what if something happens? What if something happens where we have to cancel FWA? That'll never happen, right? It'll never happen.
And the pandemic.
Well, we'll be immediately out of business. It won't matter. We'll have to sell everything. And then, yeah, the pandemic. We really had to sit down and think. And we were actually meeting in Atlanta at the time of the decision. At the beginning of the week, we said, there's absolutely no way we can cancel. The next day we thought, maybe there's a way. Maybe this will have to cancel. By the third day, we were discussing how we were canceling. That's how quick this moved and how devastating it is. And how we were going to survive the next two, well, we didn't know how.
Right.
But how we ultimately did is by everybody's generosity, donations, and our team pulled off a great online event. It was super stressful. It felt like a con, but we got to see nobody. It was super tough. But man, we made it, and we're all here, and it's amazing.
It's a good time to remind everyone, in case you don't know, because we work with Conservator Centers, our charity every year. We've been supporting them for over a decade now. They're close to our hearts, and they've been a part of our community. But beyond that, FWA itself is in fact a 501c3 charity. For those that don't know, we have a community center that we were just opened right before COVID for the furry community to use as art space, as hangout space.
We're going to talk about this in just a minute. It's
am I jumping the gun?
Yeah, it's okay.
This is what I get for not looking through the slides ahead of time.
No, you're good.
So I'll come back.
There's some exciting stuff there. But yeah, we had to close it down right away. But man, you know, we do anticipate world record attendance. No,
FWA record
just
attendance.
FWA record attendance.
So we've already surpassed, in registered for this con right now, we've already surpassed our last FWA's numbers, and it's still pretty early on Thursday. So that's a good sign. I like where that's going. And in a post-COVID world, that's really exceptional. So thank you all for being here. Which leads us to a reminder that elevators in this hotel are few. So plan your day as much as possible. Yeah. It really does help. I definitely am more aware here than I am at many cons that only have 10 floors. That you should really make sure you have everything before you leave your room and plan to be out for a while. I will say, if elevator lines seem long and you don't have to go up right that moment, we have found that if you wait a little while, generally they disappear. They're normally tied to specific events. Like there was a really bad line as people were getting up to their rooms to check in, and then a line dies down. After Dance Comp, there will be a line to go upstairs. So if you plan accordingly, you can make that a little easier on yourself, and please just a little patience as we get through that, and be kind to each other as you're waiting in line.
Yeah, that's right. And I do like to promote that as staff, we actually have never had a problem with the elevators as a staff member, because I come down at 8 in the morning and I go back up at 2 at night. There's never any line. I don't know. It's amazing. So we really should, if you'd like no elevators, please join the staff.
Join staff.
It's very problematic.
The simplest solution. For those that don't know hierarchy of our staff, because we get a lot of questions, it's good to know anyone in a blue shirt is staff. We all try to wear these whenever we are on duty. It is possible someone is staff and has this off because they're trying to enjoy their con. We try to allow that, turns out. But our 3 levels of hierarchy within our group are staff members, people who work very hard to bring about this amazing event for you. Coordinators, who are normally responsible for a specific room or area, like the board game room, video game room, or we have several coordinators running this amazing space in main events. Or we have directors, and directors are normally over an extended area. We'd hoped to have all the directors with us on stage, but it turns out they're all busy working. So we will try to get them to join us for closing ceremonies and make sure that you get a chance to meet all of them. We have some new members.
Yeah, so that's the thing. That's really actually a really cool thing the last 2 years. There's a lot of staff, new staff. They've never been to an FWA before. So here they are working on these props, not understanding really where they'll go, how they'll be displayed, or what they'll look like. And so they got an opportunity too to be like, holy cow, I worked on that, right? Very, very cool to see that in our studio.
You want to talk about what the board is?
So we actually, in this organization, I know this is kind of boring stuff, we actually do have a controlling board of directors. So we haven't superly defined that because it is kind of super new, or not new,
it's new the way we're
It's
utilizing.
new, yeah. So we've actually separated it from no longer a working board. So we're kind of figuring that out, feeling that out. But generally, it's a steering committee and kind of overall 10,000 foot view.
10,000 foot view, just kind of the vision on where we're going. Our community is growing so fast that we felt the need to have a group of individuals as a board of directors to help us see where our community is going, making sure we're meeting the needs of that community and its diverse needs as we grow, and making sure that we continue to provide amazing support both for the community and for the event specifically for all of you. So it was kind of a muddied water before, and this may not be interesting to any of you, so we won't go super in the weeds. Feel free to ask one of us about it later. But there have been a lot of questions over the last couple of years on the online streams. We want to at least address the questions.
Yeah, but speaking of staff, we do want to acknowledge our staff because we have over 150 staff members. Now, that's pretty impressive. But
150 staff members with 60, I think, open positions.
That's what I was going to say. We should have over 200. So I want you guys right now to give the loudest applause to all the staff members who put this event on. Amazing. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough getting through 3 years of no convention planning meetings throughout those 3 years. Our directors met weekly. It was tough to be engaged in a humdrum world, if you will.
Yeah, so being on staff is really a lot of work. It's very hard, and you work really long hours. You put all this stuff together, and then eventually you have an event like we're doing today. And you get all this amazing energy and positivity from everyone, all of you attending it. It kind of refreshes you and makes you feel revitalized, like, man, it was so worth it. And we went 3 years without that, which is really tough, right? Because everyone was working really hard just to keep things afloat. So whatever you can do to show your appreciation to all the people who are staffing, it is meaningful. It's not just words we're sharing. It means a lot, and it's appreciated because they put their heart and soul for several years into putting on the event today.
That's right, and I actually want to thank you guys too, because I know you guys have come to an amazing event, but it's not worth putting on if you guys don't actually show up, and you showed up this year like crazy. So thank you guys for that.
Yeah, for those that don't know, not only did we really fully occupy the hotel at this point, every room, but we've also taken up about a quarter of the Hilton so far. And we have a few rooms in the Hyatt, and that trend should continue.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we want to stop at that point, just so we're clear.
Big domination. No, so I do want to mention our volunteers. We do actually, we couldn't put this event on without our volunteers. And we do have a volunteering desk. It's on the marquee level. That's the lower of the 3 con levels, not including the dealer's den, which is in the basement. But that just might be one too much. It's on the marquee level. We do have a booth there. If you're interested in volunteering, just stop by there and say, hey, I'd love to help out. And for our new con members and people, that's actually how I got to the position I was and met a lot of people. I volunteered and I met a lot of amazing people, made a lot of friends, lifelong friends. Right?
He did so well, we rewarded him by making him staff.
Don't work as hard as I did.
Even if you only want to put in an hour, it's still helpful. If you just want to assist for a few minutes in lift boxes, it used to be rolling posters. We don't have to do that now, so for some people that's very sad, many years of rolling posters. But anything that you can offer is appreciated and helpful. It doesn't even have to be official. If you just see someone struggling that's on staff and you can give them a hand, I'm sure they would appreciate it.
Sure. We also have the ambassador station. That's kind of new to us this year. It's actually in the other registration desk down on the marquee. They're little windows or whatever.
Yeah, they're like roll-ups.
Yeah. So that's your spot to go for con ops, which is our security, con security. And we always get a lot of complaints. Those guys are there to help you guys. We actually do hire some police officers to be here too. And those police officers are not here unwilling. They're being paid, and they actually sign up for this type of thing because they think it's fun. They want to interact with you guys, and they're here to provide safety for you guys. They're not here to bust you and kind of bust your chops and that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, they are definitely not looking for problems. They're looking for help, just to be helpful. So don't feel daunted by their presence, I guess is what we're saying. And they absolutely have assisted many of our attendees over the years, just helping them with whatever they're dealing with at that moment. Backpack medics, EMTs. So, should you have a medical need, we do have backpack medics here. Their purpose is to help triage situations. Let's help determine how serious is something. Do they need to get you to a hospital? Hopefully not. We haven't had much of that. I'd like to keep it that way. Are you just dehydrated? Do you need some help? Did you possibly over-imbibe of an adult beverage? Whatever it is, they're there to just assist you in helping you get back to having fun. Please use them. That's what we pay them to be here for, to make sure your event is as carefree as possible. Please don't over-imbibe.
Yep, so also at this ambassador's desk, there's any issues, if you guys have any issues, let us know. We may not know of issues, please let us know. Likewise, 500 people may have already told us, but let us know, because we may not know. Lost and found, too, that's going to be there. So if you lost anything, that's your first point to go to. The hotel also has a second lost and found. We don't just immediately give that to the hotel. We do keep that down here, and we kind of keep it in, so that's your first point of contact. We may point you to the hotel as well, depending on where you lost the thing, but if you need anything else.
Yeah, I mean, anything else is new for us, so we wanted to try this for a few years. I think this is our first time really rolling it out, but the ambassador desk is also going to try to help you find whatever you need in the city. So if you're looking for a CVS, they'll help you find it. If you're looking for a restaurant, they'll try to help. If you just need to know how to get to a thing or how public transport works or whatever it is, they really are trying to be ambassadors and just try to help you find the thing you need. This is new. Please be patient with our staff as we're figuring this out. But again, the goal is to make sure you have an amazing time in anything you're trying to do, and they'll do their best to help.
That's right. You take the next one.
Food. Who here likes food? Me too. I love food. I think Atlanta has an amazing food community, and it's very affordable for the food community it provides. So within walking distance, there are hundreds of restaurants. Check them out, see what's available. The food court has expanded what they offer, and it looks really nice now. I know I've eaten at 2 of the restaurants so far and was pretty impressed. It's not your run-of-the-mill food court food, so check that out. Late night eats, there are still some places that will deliver with Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever your app of choice is. The Hilton across the air bridge also is offering marketplace food until 1 a.m. So like grab and go and drink, so that's really convenient if you don't want to leave the kind of convention space. What else do we have? Oh yeah, I covered it all.
Yeah, you got it. That was it. If you don't know where food is, ask a kind of a veteran convention goer. They know the tips and the tricks. But this area is like chock full, just packed full of food. Great options, cheap options, quick options.
So, really unhealthy options that are amazing, like Gus's fried chicken.
Oh, it is good. That's right.
Oh,
if you know you have to do it once.
Spicy.
Cool.
You want to take video
games? Video games. I'm not a gamer, but I try. I lose. I put a quarter in the thing. Yeah, it's like more like $1.50 now, but. So our video game vendors this year, we actually had an amazing vendor the last FWA. Unfortunately, they didn't survive the pandemic. So we found 3 additional vendors to bring in some video game cabinets, and we got some. Player One is offering retro games like Pac-Man, that type of thing. And then we have Neo Mega Shock Arcade. They're bringing more modern games. And we have Snow Phoenix, and they are bringing the Japanese games. So our video game room is packed full of stuff. Plus, they have all the old stuff, some of the old stuff, and some Switches and that type of thing.
Some consoles still.
Familiar with, yeah. So it should be fun.
And if you haven't checked those out, at other events, people will pay upwards of $50 for a couple of hours with just the Japanese cabinets. It's included in your membership. Man, take advantage of it. Try it out. Some of those games are crazy wild. And if you've ever watched videos of people playing, you just kind of have to try. Virality, you want to talk about
Virality? So I don't actually know that much about it because...
Anyone here on VR chat?
Yeah, VR chat.
1 or 2.
that took off like crazy. It kind of made me sick. So I had to stay away from it a little bit and just played it on the screen, and even that kind of made me sick.
I kept trying to get him to do it. He's like, I want to do this, but I'm getting nauseous. But I made up for it.
Yeah.
So we have lots of our community in VR chat. We do have a portal, and Virality is doing a whole VR experience specific to FWA as a partner here. They put a lot of hard work into that. Please check it out, participate, and give them feedback. That's how they continue to grow as well. And we're really excited about this.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We're really glad they're here, and I was watching them set up, and it looks like a really neat setup. So yeah, very cool. So the other thing that's going on, man, we have a full night Sunday night. A lot of people don't know that.
We aren't shutting down early on Sunday. I know years ago we used to like kind of cut it out at like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. After closing ceremonies, we still have a full night of programming in main events. So if you're around, there's plenty going on. Make sure you take advantage of it.
Yeah, and if you're able to stay, if you're not able to, we understand, but it is definitely worth staying if you can. Yeah, do not miss them. We have the gala, DJs, video game room, some of the video game room, and board game room. Also, not just Sunday night, but every night. We want you guys to party, but we want you to party responsibly.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said don't over imbibe. Know your limits, have fun, and have fun the next day too. We appreciate it, and everyone around you appreciates it too.
Yeah. Nope, we want you to respect hotel staff and property, which includes the elevators and that type of thing. So we are across 3 hotels now. It's super exciting. I want to leak future stuff so bad that's not signed, but just...
We want you to be really kind. Even if you're outside the block, people know who you are. They know you're part of this event, and that does reflect on all of us. And we want to continue a really good relationship with the city. The city is taking note of what we're bringing to the table, and that means they will continue to support us more and provide more for us, as long as we're continuing to respect the rest of the city. So be mindful, be respectful within the properties, and just when you're out and about.
Yep. Right. If you guys have any security issues, like I said, we talked to our con ops people or the hotel, any of the hotel's security. They do have security. They are out and about. They do know we're here. They know we're a big group. They're not out to cause problems. They're out to help you and solve issues.
Yeah. Registration. Who here has already registered? Most of you, if not all, right? Yeah.
Raise your hands. That's right.
Who waited more than 6 minutes other than voluntarily?
No.
No.
6 minutes? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. How about that?
Give a hand to our registration staff. That's right.
Huge round of applause for our registration staff, which is almost all of our staff, like doubles on registration on Thursday. We have a huge dev team working on that. Done a lot of upgrades on the podiums. So if anyone remembers 2019, like having to bash your wrist against the thing. Yeah, that's not the case anymore. Those things read really solidly. We had some time, you would have seen in 2020 if we had an event, but we spent energy into building better antennas and making those more effective so that you can use them without being miserable. And they work great. So thank you for that round of applause. The team worked really hard on that, and we want to keep that res just popping.
Yeah. So as you may have guessed, costs for everything are up. You may have noticed as well. This is actually, I was happy for this slide to come up because we get to share some stories, but the supply line is actually a little screwed up.
To give you an idea of how messed up things are, because I know this doesn't always make it into our news cycle, your wristbands were smuggled out of Shanghai.
Legit.
100%. That is no joke. I thought they were messing with me because it wasn't on our news yet, but our vendor told us, yes, they're done. We were waiting for them to be picked up, and now we are on lockdown. And we're like, okay. They're like, yeah, well, give us a couple days, and then a week, and then 2 weeks. They are still on lockdown.
Their lockdown isn't like our lockdown.
No, they are like, you go to jail.
Yeah.
So it is no joke. So I don't know how they did it. And they were not joking. She literally smuggled our wristbands out. We had some surprises coming this year that I'm not going to spoil because we didn't get them in time. A number of things didn't make it to us, but the reason we have the wristbands is because some very, very helpful representative in manufacturing in Shanghai was kind enough to make sure that we had them for the event. So I will send them all your love.
Yeah.
when you hear about costs going up, and I know we all hear about it, and we all hear about inflation and things, it is no joke. We didn't expect it in some cases. We weren't told from our vendors. Our costs for several things have gone up 3x, 300%. If we can even find a vendor that will call us back. And that is no joke. We've been doing this a long time. We're very efficient at doing this. It's rough. So keep that in mind, as I know other events are gonna have to raise their prices. Please keep in mind, it's not because they're greedy. It's not, we don't take salaries for this. The money goes back into the event. But things are expensive. Keep that in mind as you're out and about. Make sure you're tipping well. Make sure you're taking care of your staff at restaurants and things, because everything's just a little different post-COVID.
Yeah, for sure. Also, if you guys haven't noticed the app, you can download that app.furryweekend.com. That's our newest, latest, greatest app. You guys have the old app. We're not utilizing it anymore. I know there's still some chit chat on there, which is fine. I guess while it's up, you can chit chat on it, but that's about all you got. But that's our schedule, room maps, information, all sorts
We
of
can
mess.
push changes to you there. It's worthwhile, and we promise to not abuse it from our side with push notifications. You can always turn off the chat if it's too noisy for you.
Yeah. Now we also have something brand new. It's the FWA Quest Companions.
Yes. Companions. So we have a number of staff that are on game development communities, and they have built the framework and the platform for a new game. So this is our first stage of that. There will be much more released at the next FWA, but it's super cute. It's like a cross between Neopets and some of our adventure quests from previous years. It will push different quests to you in real time as we release them through the event, and it's really about encouraging you to be engaged and active at the convention. So highly recommend taking a look. The companion animals are really cute, so.
Yeah, I mean, and I actually want to continue on that same thought. Almost everything we do here at FWA, you guys have heard us preach it before, but it's to get that engagement, right? That interaction and form those lifelong relationships. We have long-term friends that we may have just sat down in a board game to, or a video game, or just hung out in the lobby, right?
Yeah.
After hours. So we really do focus on that interaction and getting you connected with somebody else to make that lifelong relationship and connection. Yeah.
We try to think outside the box. We try to make weird, unusual, unique experiences for you. Try them out. Who here's been to the Sonic Disco before?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
a whole bunch of you are missing out. It is weird and it is a lot of fun.
So talking about that, we have some amazing DJs coming up. Can you guys give us a hand for our amazing DJs?
Yeah, I will tell you, our entertainment lineup this year is spectacular. There are so many slots on schedule. We've added a whole bunch more. We have a couple of new segments. We have a hip-hop segment coming in this year.
So the Furry DJs had some time to practice. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but the streaming was amazing. Those were definitely our highlights. Those were the most views. That's where the most money came in. The DJs were popping for sure.
Did we manage to, Spencer, do I see you over there? Do we have someone with us, or is he there? Hello. I see Mark, yes? All right,
Yes.
so I would like everyone to please give a big round of applause to our guest of honor for this year, who's done this amazing art that you see on everything, El Rano.
El Rano!
Who is joining us from Sao Paulo, Brazil. And luckily did not just get in today, or he would be asleep already. Please, if you see him at the event, be gracious and say thank you. He's done a really amazing job, done some amazing artwork for us, from the t-shirts to the posters to those amazing characters that you all have gotten the ability to enjoy for several years now. And I know he's become an important part of your lives through FWA. Say thank you for that work. We appreciate him for what he's done. Thank you, sir.
That's right. And I do want to mention our other special guests. Now, while they're not in our own community, I know there's a little hot button issue there, just a little bit. But Friend is going to be here, and Big Dipper,
And Essinger.
who is kind of a part of our community. But here's the reason we chose these guys for you, is because they're great music, and we think it's going to be an amazing performance, and we wanted to do something awesome for you guys.
I would also tell you that the guests that we choose, I do believe, are always at the minimum adjacent, if not very involved with our community. Essinger, for example, 100% a part of our community. Yes, they're a wonderful DJ. They're also a huge part of our community already. And celebrating that and celebrating them is a big part of who we are as a community. So shouldn't be afraid of that. Big Dipper will be performing at our Moonlight Festival.
We've called it several different things, but we've settled on Moonlight, and we're still calling it various different things. Be patient with us.
And if you haven't seen their performances before, they are quite funny, and I encourage you to check them out. You might check out LaCroix Boy on YouTube, and you will giggle along with the rest of us.
How many of you guys excited for the Moonlight Festival? That should be great. I hear a lot of talk about what outfit people are wearing and chatter. So I expect you to bring your best and
Bring your best.
Be extra, about this.
Yeah. I'm very excited about that. We will have a couple of cool surprises for you there. We do expect it to be crowded, so if you want to get in the beginning, make sure you plan for that. We'll do our best to accommodate everyone. It may be a wait at the door. Just plan accordingly.
Okay, we passed one, but that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Conservative Center, do we have anyone here? I know they were just coming in, so they may not have made it to the room. I can't see. Oh, Mindy! I see you. I see your lovely smile. I see some other people there too, hiding right in front of you. No?
Been far too long.
Too far. Okay. Okay.
She ain't claiming you.
Yeah, so if you aren't familiar with Conservative Center, please check out their room on the marquee level. They're near and dear to our hearts. I spent a lot of time out there trying to help wrangle fencing and maybe some poop scooping and a few other things. They've done a really amazing job educating various communities from young to old about wildlife and about just conservatorship and several other things that I'm not even up to date on because they've actually expanded a little since I was last there. Please take a few minutes to go and learn about them and what they bring to the table and to support them.
That's right. So while they are a 501c3, we also are a 501c3.
Turns out.
So people say, well, how can FWA be a 501c3? Who's the benefit of that charity?
Right. So it's kind of a couple things. First, it's all of you, because FWA, the charity, Furry Weekend, the 501c3, supports this event. But it's not just this event. We're helping people in local community, doing crisis management. We're doing health and mental health referrals.
Yep.
We bring people together with our community space through a number of events. I covered a little bit prematurely.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's okay.
But we've been doing art jam nights. We were doing homework nights for people that are in school, both for mentorship, helping people with their homework, and allowing people just a space to work on stuff and feel like they were part of a larger community while they were doing so. We've done video game nights, board game nights.
It's so much more planned. So once again, this is an opportunity for this engagement to bring people together, either through crisis management, because when you're in a crisis, when you were just kicked out, when you were just lost your house, you just lost your car, you don't think of real rationally, maybe you need a little help. This isn't something we're currently doing, but we're looking into, and hopefully in the next few years, we will be able to do it almost full time. But through our community center, we are growing and changing, and hopefully to offer these and more, especially now that we've got online teaching down pat, right?
Little practice.
Yeah. So hopefully we can offer more than that. So almost like panels online and in person at our community center. So it should be a lot of fun, and we are doing everything we can to explore that. We're very fortunate to have that attached to our office in warehouse. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and when you hear things like Georgia First, which is part of that organization, it doesn't mean you're only eligible if you live in Georgia. The point is that is the local community name. If you are visiting, traveling through, if you were here on Wednesday night and wanted to go over to get food at Gus's, that was part of a Georgia First thing. That's open to everyone, right? Like all things we do, it is welcoming. We try to be welcoming to all. So don't be shy, join in.
So we actually have a Georgia First event here. It's going to be on the 10th floor. They're going to have different areas for different areas of Georgia. But if one of those areas is close to you and maybe you can make it to one of those areas or travel to one of those areas, stop by and say hi. introduce yourself and see what happens.
Oh, I think we missed a slide. Was there anything there? Did you skip because we covered it? Thank you. Nope, one more. No, the other way. Yeah, nope, back one.
Oh,
Now I'm just messing with you. No, that's good. That's perfect. Okay. Okay. And I think Nick covered a portion of this, but the teaching goes a little further. We are trying to do real life skills in all things. So our office also has the makerspace that produces all the props that we have here. It's pretty phenomenal. We have flatbed CNCs, we have 3D printers, we have some laser etching, we have a huge wood shop, and we're also willing to teach those skills to people that are interested in learning. So those are things, if you just want to come in and visit and want to learn, you can schedule time or find out what's going on at the office and be involved. If you want to work on props for FWA or on a different project that supports the community, definitely be a part of that.
so it's cool that we get the benefit of all these props, but the fact of the matter is these are real life skills. These are marketable real life skills. And so we're bringing the confidence to the people that are making these and producing these and making them understand that managing 20 staff in their room is a marketable skill, giving them the confidence to go out and get a job beyond just a job, right?
Or just try something new and see if you like it.
Yeah. So it should be really exciting in the future. We hope that you guys will join us in that and join us on that movement and to build the community center to support everybody, not just Georgia.
One other item that I know isn't on our slides, but I wanted to cover was we talked about, and then we ran out of staff to kind of run it to ground, but we will start again next year into art grants, specifically an engagement project. So we actually held a portion of our budget out to support.
I actually had one.
You got one applicant? It was something we already
I got
did.
one.
You had one?
It was an amazing idea,
Oh, no.
but it was something we already do,
Oh.
and they didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, this
And
happens.
it was really great.
So we are funding, if you have a great idea that you'd like to bring to life at FWA, our caveats are it needs to be something that's available to all people, not something for you privately in your own space. It could be art, it could be an engagement activity, it could be some sort of limited availability event, whatever it is. Limited meaning you can only take so many people, not only specific people. But these are the kind of things that build an amazing experience here at FWA. And so we want to support those things that work beyond just what we come up with. So if you have one of these great ideas, submit a form and you could get funding to do your idea, to do your project. We want to support this. It could be traditional media, a mural or something that you're posting. It could be something way beyond that. I'd love to give away all that money next year because you all are sending in your amazing ideas. So take advantage of that and let's see what you can do.
Now, a lot of people did a lot of cool things during COVID all themselves. They brought it to cons and said, hey, can we do this? And there's been some really amazing things out there. We've brought a few of those here. Unfortunately, due to time, money, and just staff, we couldn't do them all. But there's some amazing projects out there, and hopefully you guys look forward to seeing some of those.
I think this is our last night. We're darn close to it. I don't imagine that any of us can say that COVID hasn't affected us in some way with regards to losing a loved one or losing someone that we know, whether it was close or distant. Even if it wasn't directly because of COVID, but because people weren't getting the care they needed or because we haven't seen people for years and stuff happens. I know for me, it's not just one, it's many.
Yeah.
We are doing a memorial space at Con to kind of help with that and to help us get our thoughts together. So you have an opportunity to write a note. You put it into a box. We don't read those at all. And then we will videotape it being burnt in kind of memory. So we kind of consume that as it kind of consumes our thoughts and puts them kind of out there. We will post that video afterwards. We've done this a couple times. I think it's even more kind of poignant with the current state of the world and all we've been through over the last couple of years. So if you have a minute, take advantage.
So I've been thinking about this for the last few years. You mind if I share my heart?
No.
Because it seems like there's a lot of people out there. It's easy to type something and have it show up on the screen and not understand that there's another person behind that screen. It's easy to say something nasty and hurtful. It's hard to show love sometimes. And then when that thing is gone that you loved and you forgot to tell it, you loved it, that hurts. And I know you guys all feel it. So what I want you to do is, if you guys have a phone, right now I want you to hold it up. I want you to hold it up. I want you to think of somebody that you love. If you need to close your eyes a second, we understand. I want you to take this opportunity to reach out to that person who you're thinking of right now. I want you to say, hey, I love you. Turn your phone on and do it right now. Just do it. Because this opportunity may not be around. We're not promised our tomorrows. Let's live today like we...
Yeah,
Okay.
and when he says it's close to his heart, he's not kidding. It's not just now, it's something we all suffer from, right? We think of someone or something we wanted to do, whatever it is, and then the million things that get in our way every day take it away from us, right? It could be anything. It could be the dog barking, it could be the doorbell, it could be the mailman, it could be work, a call, whatever it is, and we get away from it. And then the next week, we think, oh, I wanted to reach out, and then the next thing gets in the way. We're constantly interrupted by 1,000 things in our lives. This is the danger of social media. But let's take advantage of the positives as well. It only takes a couple of seconds to reach out and express your feelings, and share from your heart. And I think if I can speak a little for you, I think that's kind of what you're talking about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In love, the word love, I love you, there's a connotation to that, and there's a whole relationship aspect to that maybe we don't want, right? But we need to bring that back into our culture to mean what we really mean, is that I care for you, I like you, and I like to be around you, right? So let's bring that back and offer it to your friends and say, hey, I love you, it's been a long time, and I really do care for you.
So I don't think you get much more from the heart. That's who Tiger Nick is. That's who we try to be. And yeah, appreciate each other, like 100%. We are probably way over, and they're probably like rolling their eyes at me in the back. Sorry.
It's only 9
We're gonna give one more reminder, not that you need it, but our theme for the year is
Enchanted Forest.
Enchanted Forest.
It's only been that way for 3 years now.
Go out there and explore the Enchanted Forest as FWA and have an amazing weekend.
And we have a video for you guys. It should be awesome.
Stick around.
If you like guys any music, I'll be muting my mic. I had to watch it for audio reasons.
Your ears look fine, but I'm gonna be in trouble if I can't figure out how to keep my armor from falling off.
Oh, geez. Let me help.
Thanks. Hey, Whiskers, you alright? You seem a bit distracted.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm fine. Just nervous about going out.
Yeah, college party in the woods. New people, new experience. But I'm sure you'll be fine.
It's not the party I'm afraid of. It's the woods.
You? Afraid? But your house is like an ode to all things haunted.
I thought you were excited for this party.
I am.
So, what's the issue?
The woods have freaked me out ever since I was a kid. It's dumb, but when I was little, I got lost in the woods.
Okay.
I didn't think I'd gone that far, but I ended up in a clearing with big rocks that I'd never seen before. It took me hours to get back home. Never gone back since.
Yeah, I turned the watch audio back on.
Well, you're not a little kid anymore. And this time you won't be alone.
Besides, if there's anything to be afraid of, it's me!
Oh my god.
Yeah, vampire outfit got lost in the mail. Had to make do. But I am happy with what this tutu is doing for my legs.
Alright, no more worrying. We got a party to get to.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Halloween! Halloween!
Let's go!
Well, hey, I wonder if that owl's headed there too.
No way. Has everyone marked one of these trees around here? Hey, Fang. Is that a spider on your back?
Ugh, where?
You guys are crazy.
Since this is a Halloween party, do you think they're gonna do something, spooky to the punch?
Forget the drinks. I want to dance the night away.
Party! Woo!
Hey, guys?
Family? They seem like pretty nice.
Guys?
Huh? What's up?
Do you know where we are? When did we leave the trail?
Fang, you know the way, right?
I was following you.
Oh no.
Well, we can't be too far off.
Do you remember the last time we saw the trail?
Yeah, it was back that way.
That's the way we've been walking.
It is? How do you know? Fang,
No.
you said you wanted to leave.
No.
That means we
Well,
expected you to
No,
go.
I haven't seen a marker in quite a while.
No. Bonfire!
Whiskers, where are you going?
I can see the party.
Whiskers, wait up!
What has gotten into her?
Whiskers!
You sure that's a bonfire?
Bright warm light in the middle of the woods? What else could it be?
No. Hey, what gives?
Hello. Oh, I knew you would make it. I just knew it. Oh, and of course, Whiskers. Welcome back. Well, what are you all waiting for? Let's go!
What's your name?
Whiskers?
Oh, of course. You don't remember. I'm Whisk. We need to go. Please, follow me. Please.
Come on. At the very least, this will make a great story.
And at the very most? Sure, whatever. Into the scary fog tunnel it is then. So glad I'm dressed for the occasion.
You did follow. Well, everyone, welcome to the Enchanted Forest.
How big is it?
No clue. Our elders have sailed great distances in search of the edge, but no one has ever found it.
Sail?
Wisp, what's going on here?
That is not my place to say. My duty was only to bring you here. And have I done well, Madam Crimsia?
Most excellently, Wisp.
excellently indeed.
Ah, Whiskers, it is lovely to see you again.
Why does everyone keep saying that?
Because we have met before, dear, when you were quite a bit smaller.
You mean all those years ago?
Yes.
But I never saw any of you. Or all of this.
But you did see the door.
And we saw you. You see, a long time ago, we creatures of the enchanted forest hid ourselves away to be free of ridicule by your kind. For thousands of years, this place flourished and thrived. We forest dwellers wanted for very little, and magic flowed through the air in abundance. There was balance. However, not long ago, the creatures of the forest began to mistrust each other. The strength of our ancient bonds faltered, and contention rooted itself into the hearts of the great tribes. Now everything is different, and what's worse, the reason I brought you here is this. This is Arcanifolia, the titan of the enchanted forest.
Whoa. No way. I can't believe it. It's beautiful.
It's dying.
I still don't understand. Why are we here?
The great tree has provided us with so very much, and yet we squandered its gifts, starved it of its magic, and when our world went dark, we turned on each other, placing blame everywhere, so long as it was not upon ourselves. The magic of the tree also kept us hidden. It protected us from danger, and only ever revealed itself to our kind, to friends of the forest. It revealed itself to you, young one.
But what can I do?
Not just you. Your kind and ours, working together, finally, after all these years. I am the last remaining leader of the last of the great tribes. I will not make the same mistakes made by my ancestry. I am asking for help.
So, do you think you can do it?
Well, we're going to need more than just the three of us. Do you think you can hold off for just a few more weeks?
We will do what we can, but we are counting on you.
Don't you worry.
We won't let you down.
Give it up to our studio team for that. Guys, I want to thank you so much. I'm Tiger Nick. That's Tiger Paw. Welcome to FWA. Thanks, guys.